morning, children. In this video of smart charts, we are going to deal with two different types of problems. Now, the first one is that in Australia, there were no rabbits. Some rabbits were brought from outside, from some other country, so that Australia should also have rabbits. So naturally, with time, these rabbits started growing. So every year, the number of rabbits was recorded and a chart was made. So today we are going to study that chart and answer a few questions. And the second problem is, there is one boy who has gone for a wedding. He has gone to attend a wedding at his maternal parents' house, grandparents' house. So there he met so many of his relatives, his grandparents, his great grandparents, and he really got confused. So his mom did a very nice thing. What she did, she made a family chart in which, in the bottom, she wrote the name of that boy. After that, both the parents came, and then the grandparents, and so on and so forth. With the help of this family chart, we are going to answer a few questions. And one more good thing is, we can also make our family chart by looking at this family chart, right? So let us start doing these two examples, which are going to be really interesting and very easy. Let us start. Rabbits in Australia. Earlier, there were no rabbits in Australia. Rabbits were brought to Australia around the year 1780. At that time, there were no animals in Australia which ate rabbits. So, the rabbits began to multiply at a very fast rate. Imagine what they did to the crops. The table shows how rabbits grew every year. Now, when they brought the rabbit, they started with 10 rabbits. After 1 year, there were 18 rabbits. It means there was an addition of 8 rabbits. It means 8 rabbits were born. Okay. The second year, there were 32 rabbits. It means there was an addition of 14 rabbits. In the third year, there were 58 rabbits. It means that there was an addition of 26 rabbits. In the fourth year, there were 108 rabbits. It means there was an addition of 50 rabbits. So children, after each year, the number of rabbits was. These are the options which are given, and you have to select one option. Option A is a little less than double the number of rabbits in the last year, double the number of rabbits in the last year, 8 more than the number in the last year, more than double the number of rabbits in the last year. Okay, now if you see, in the beginning there were 10 rabbits. After 1 year, 8 were increased. Okay, now from 10 it became 18. It is slightly less than double, because the double of 10 is 20 and 18 is slightly less than double. Now third year it was 32. Now 18 twos is 36 and 32 is slightly less than 36. Okay, now in the third year it was 58. Now double of 32 is 64 and 58 is slightly less than 64. Okay, fourth year, the number of rabbits was 108, and double of 58 should be 50 plus 50, 100. 8 plus 8 is 16. So 116 is double of 58, and 108 is slightly less than 116. So A is the correct answer. Okay, now let us go to question number 2. At the end of 6 years, the number of rabbits was close to. Okay, children, now double of 108 is 216. So in the 5th year, the rabbits will be close to 200. We cannot tell the exact number, but it will be close to 200. Okay, now double of 200 is 400. So in the 6th year, the number of rabbits will be close to 400. So the answer is this. At the end of 6th year, the number of rabbits was close to 400. Let us do question number 3. After which year did the number of rabbits cross 1000? Now, children, the rabbits were brought to Australia in the year 1780. So, 1780 was the year when the rabbits were brought. So, after 1 year, that means 1781. Is this year 1782? Is this year 1783? Is this year 1784? Is this year 1785? Is this year, and 1786 is this year. Now we have to find out which year did the number of rabbits crossed 1000. Now children, we have seen that the rabbits are increasing at a rate of slightly less than double. Like first year the rabbits were 10. So after 1 year, the rabbits were 18, which is slightly less than double of 10, which is 20. Now, in the second year, the rabbits were 32, which is slightly less than 36, which is double of 18. Third year, the rabbits are 58, which is slightly less than 64, which is double of 32. The fourth year, the rabbits are 108, which is slightly less than double of 58, which is double of 58 is 116. So like this, in the 5th year, the rabbits will be around 200, somewhere around 200. In the 6th year, the rabbits will be around 400. In the year 1787, the rabbits will be around 800. And in the year 1788, the rabbits will be slightly less than double of 800, which is 1600. It means 1788 is the year when the rabbits will cross the 1000 mark, because in the years by the end of 1788 we will have slightly less than 1600 rabbits. I hope children you would have understood this. Family tree. Okay, this is something very, very interesting. And after reading this, you can also make your family tree, beta. Okay, let us read what is this all about. Madhav went to a wedding along with his parents. He met many relatives there, but he did not know everyone. He met his mother's grandfather, but found that her grandmother is not alive. He also found that her dadi's mother, grandmother's mother, is still alive and is more than 100 years old. Oh my God. Madhav got confused. He couldn't imagine his mother's grandmother's mother. So Madhav's mother made a family tree for him. Okay, so this is Madhav's family tree. Here is Madhav, and if we consider that he is the first generation, so second generation members are Madhav's parents, his mother as well as his father. Okay, now third generation are Madhav's grandparents. It means Madhav's mother, mother's mother, and Madhav's mother's father. Madhav's mother's name is Shobna. It means Shobna's mother and Shobna's father. They are Madhav's grandparents. Okay. Now, fourth generation is Madhav's Nani's mother. She is Madhav's Nani, and her mother and her father were alive. He is Madhav's Nanu. Only his father is alive. His mother is not there. Okay, now this is fifth generation. It means great grandparents of great grandparents of Madhav. So only one person is alive, and she is Shobna's Dadi's mother. Oh my God. And you know, she is more than 100 years old. Okay. Now, based on this chart, some questions have been asked. Let us see what are those questions. But before seeing those questions, I would like to do another activity, and that is in the first generation only Madhav is there, so one person is there. In second generation there are two people, Madhav's parents. Now children, please pay attention. Probably Madhav had gone to a relative's wedding who was his mother's relative, and that is the reason his mother made the family chart. His father did not make a family chart, but the way they he has grandparents of his mother which are called maternal grandparents, same way he has grandparents from his father's side which are called paternal grandparents. So we have to double the grandparents shown here. Why? Because the paternal grandparents have not been shown in this chart. Okay, so in third generation we can see two grandparents. It means Madhav's Nani and Madhav's Nanu. Obviously, Madhav's Dadi and Dadu are also there. So, Madhav has 4 grandparents in third generation. Okay, now in fourth generation we can see there are 4 people from his mother's side, but total there are 8 people, 4 from his mother's side and 4 from his father's side. In the fifth generation, how many people are there? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people from his mom's side and 8 from his dad's side. So there will be 16 people in fifth generation. Now see children, observe one thing. As we move up the generation, the number of people become double. In the first generation, there was one person, Madhav. In second generation, 2 people are there. 1 multiplied by 2 gives us 2. In the third generation, there are 4 people. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. In the fourth generation, there are 8 people. 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. In the fifth generation, there are 16 people. 8 multiplied by 2 is 16. So this is how the number of people in the family tree are increasing generation by generation. Okay, let's move to the questions now. Madhav's mother helped him understand her family with the help of this drawing. You can also find out about your older generations using such a family tree. Now let us answer these questions. How many grandparents in all does Shobana have? Okay, so Shobana has 4 grandparents in all. Nana, Nani, Dadu and Dadi. So Shobana has 4 grandparents. Question number 2. How many great grandparents in all does Madhav have? Okay children, great grandparents. Great grandparents. Madhav has 16 great grandparents, 8 from his father's side and 8 from his mother's side. Now, third question is, how many elders will be there in seventh generation of his family? Okay, children, we have studied till fifth generation of his family. Now, in fifth generation, there were 16 people. In sixth generation, he will have double of 16, which will be 16 twos are 32 people. In seventh generation, it will be double of 32, which will be 64 people. So how many elders will be in seventh generation of his family? 64 elders will be there in seventh generation of his family. Okay, question number 4. If he takes his family tree forward, in which generation he will find 128 elders? Oh God. Okay, let us go to the 8th generation. In 8th generation, we should have double of 64. So double of 60 is 120 and double of 4 is 8. So 128 people will be there in the 8th generation of his family. So in the 8th generation, there will be 128 elders. That was quite a tedious job, isn't it, children? Okay, now that's all for today, children. This growth chart of plant we will do in the next video because I'm sure you also must be feeling tired. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.